The Halifax Explosion by Simon Mackey. Richard Wernicke depicts, in his painting called The Great Halifax Explosion, the horror surrounding the town immediately after the tragedy occurs and puts emphasis on the population's powerlessness to demonstrate how catastrophic the situation was and to make the viewer feel pity for the inhabitants of Halifax. The sight of a city in ruins, with no sign of life but a few boats crossing the channel. Such elements describe well the aftermath of the 1917 Halifax Explosion, a disaster which cost the life of up to 2,000 people and injured 9,000 more, making it one of the largest artificial, non-nuclear explosions in the history of mankind. On the 6th of December 1917, two ships named the Mont Blanc and the Imo, respectively French and Norwegian vessels, set sail near Bedford Basin. The Imo was traveling towards New York and the Mont Blanc was en route to Europe. To enter or exit the basin required to navigate through a strait called the Narrows. Due to the traffic in the area, ships had to stay on the right side of the channel to avoid direct encounters. At 7:30 in the morning, Imo left port but was forced to divert when it faced the American steamer SS Clara, which was piloted up the wrong side of the harbor. Although Imo tried to get back on the right side of the narrow bath, another tugboat forced it to remain in the same trajectory. On the other side of the Narrows came the Mont Blanc, piloted by my great-grandfather Francis Mackey. He first spotted Imo when the Norwegian vessel was about 1.2 kilometers in front of him. Both ships sent short blasts from their whistle to communicate, but were unable to stop the incoming collision. Imo hit the Mont Blanc on its right side and consequently set on fire the dangerous materials the Mont Blanc was transporting, TNT and picric acid. Both crews were able to escape the scene. The Imo was still in a good shape and could easily get out of the area, while the Mont Blanc sailors had to abandon the ship and find a safe spot to disembark from the lifeboats. At 9:04, the fire reached the Mont Blanc's cargo and exploded, destroying everything around it. Mont Blanc's forward 90mm gun landed approximately 5.6 kilometers from the explosion site. The shock wave created by the reaction was felt as far away as Cape Breton, which is situated at 207 kilometers of the collision site. 1,600 people were killed instantly, while 300 died from complications. The city's industrial sector was mostly razed from its foundations. Help was sent by neighboring provinces and states to erect temporary homes for the homeless families, though most of the supplies arrived late due to a raging snowstorm in the region. The snowstorm nevertheless aided efforts to extinguish fires throughout Halifax. A jury subsequently concluded that both crews were equally responsible for the collision and that they did everything in their power to avert the explosion. A few years ago, Halifax-based painter Richard Wernicke decided to honor the lives of those who died following the tragedy by drawing a unique piece of art in their memory. In the painting, Mr. Wernicke puts a seemingly frightened officer at the forefront to represent how the military, a rather impressive group, was powerless against such a catastrophic event. Wernicke also reduces the size of the people on the left side of the painting to show the viewer how little mankind could do in response to the explosion other than praying for the lives of their compatriots. Furthermore, the painter illustrates the explosion as a giant mushroom-like smokescreen, which captivates the viewer because its shape has a lot of similarities with nuclear bombs which cause many calamities alike. A tragic event overshadowed by the First World War, the Halifax Explosion is cleverly represented by Richard Wernicke's painting. Even though the event could have been avoided, the painter reminds us how important it is to remember those who have perished that day. Thank you.